ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान पॉडकास्ट है।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Radio Pakistan's very special and extremely relevant podcast. And this is to commemorate the World Radio Day. The theme for this year is Radio and Artificial Intelligence. I'm your host, Salman Asif. Ladies and gentlemen, radio has survived wars, it has survived television, it has survived the internet, and it continues to be a medium that beats with millions of hearts. But we are living today in the digital era, the age of artificial intelligence. And the key question of the day is, what is the future of radio in the age of artificial intelligence? And we're seeking some of the answers from an expert guest who is here today with us, Mr. Aqdas Shaukat. He's a Deputy Director in Trainings at the Information Service Academy of Pakistan in Islamabad. He himself is a person who is dedicated to artificial intelligence, innovation, and solutions. So without further ado, I turn to our expert guest, Janab Aqdas Shaukat Sahib. First of all, a very warm welcome to Radio Pakistan and to our podcast here this afternoon. So we are living in an age of artificial intelligence, and we have known and we know the resilience of this medium called radio, that, as I said, has survived wars and conflicts and distance. From the crackling sound in the darkness, it now is really at the vanguard or the cutting edge of communication technology. However, it has a new collaborator now, and that's artificial intelligence. So how do you see artificial intelligence and radio collaborating, in what fields, in what areas, and how does it enhance? Could it become a win-win story? Or sometimes a fear is expressed that artificial intelligence is going to overtake what is known as the radio production or the radio transmission or the content. Over to you. I've asked you many questions, but you can start from wherever you'd like to start.
Sir, thank you. It's an honor to be here, to be part of the Pakistan Radio. I have been working on digital content creation for the last 17-18 years. And you are right that radio has survived many things. And in short answer, it will survive artificial intelligence also. Because artificial intelligence will not replace radio, it will complement the radio. I always say that due to artificial intelligence, and especially with generative artificial intelligence, everyone can create. Whether you are a music enthusiast, you are a storyteller, you are a video production expert, or even you are a novice filmmaker. Artificial intelligence has opened the new boundaries. That's why I always say I'm not a filmmaker, but with the new advancements of artificial intelligence, and I have already interacted with the officials of Radio Pakistan during training sessions. I know that many people can become a very good musicians, storytellers, and content creators. So artificial intelligence is not a threat, it's just a tool. It will enhance the capabilities of radio, it will enhance the outreach of radio, its audience. It will enable the officials administrating the radio channels to see the real-time analytics, what their audiences want. Previously this was the one-way communication between radio and audiences. Now it will be real-time, data-driven. So artificial intelligence will enhance and contemplate the uh, 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 fields and scope of the radio.
Thank you very much for this rather comprehensive answer, and this answer generates further queries for sure. But you talked about stretching the horizons of radio. You talked about scaling new summits and reaching out to new frontiers and creating bridges and overcoming binaries and boundaries through the radio waves. One of the areas, as you also pointed out, stretching those horizons is to be aware of who is on the other side. That is, who are our listeners? And that takes us to the world of analytics, the analysis. And of course, the radio has carried out its own surveys, its own analyses through a number of conventional and sometimes even innovative ways. But you pointed out that that is one particular area where artificial intelligence could really support and solidify radio waves and radio transmissions and radio productions and radio stations' aspiration to reach out to new horizons, to create new frontiers and scale new summits. So to understand what are the specific requirements of the radio's listeners beyond frontiers and how to address those specific requirements, whether they're information, whether in the times of any calamity or natural disaster, early warning systems, or as you pointed out, connecting human hearts and human minds, talking about new inventions, giving information or thought-provoking messages, sometimes also referred to as public service messages. So if you could just give us some of the ways in which radio today and in the years to come could advantage from artificial intelligence on getting a deeper understanding, a deeper insight to its listeners and their specific requirements or even emerging requirements. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Actually, the radio was conventionally a linear communication channel. Now it will be an interactive communication channel. Radio has to adapt to the age groups of the ethnicity, and as you said, the cater to the natural calamities, early warning systems. I will give an example of these things. And also you mentioned some research studies on audience data. Radio has to incorporate all these things, but AI has enabled to fast track these things. For example, we can create some some AI generated chatbots which fetch the data from weather channels and give an early warning system of any weather condition, especially in northern areas in Gilgit-Baltistan, where one newscaster has to read out a story or an emergency warning, but with the help of chatbot, we can generate automated voice news item, and it will propagate very quickly and cost us precious minutes and hours for the warning system. Secondly, I have mentioned that there are age groups now in the field of social media and digital age. People's span of attention has reduced much more. People want more and more quality of entertainment and the contents of their choice. Not I have, as I already said, that it's then a linear communication channel. Radio using AI has to adopt to the choices of audience. Like if you see the analytics of the YouTube, Spotify, they adopt to their algorithms, adopt to the choice of the user, not what is given to or fed to them. So even in a Gallup study that was conducted in Karachi, they have mentioned that the mode of the audience and the number of audiences was different in different day times of the in the urban areas, and it was different in rural areas. So with the use of artificial intelligence, the radio technologies have to adopt to what the urban audience is listening, what the people in northern areas or calamity hit areas are listening, and they want to listen. For example, they want to listen to the updated news, they want to listen to the rescue efforts, they want to listen to the blockage and conditions of road, which roads are open. Even tourists do this all the time. For example, one should not have to go to the his mobile app and get to the updated weather app, and while driving, within seconds he should have been given the information about the condition of roads and condition of the area they were traveling. So radio is transforming. It has to transform. It cannot just sit back and go to the conventional ways. Even I have said that the YouTube has using the algorithm which prefer the choice of audience. So the data driven thing I have mentioned is that radio in the future, in the coming 5 years, I have seen that radio must adopt to the choices of audiences. For example, if radio has a social media page like WhatsApp or Facebook, and it sees the comments of the audience, which audiences are demanding which song to play, and AI will quickly analyze that thing and give it to the RJ on screen while he was broadcasting on live, and he will play that song. Within seconds it will get to the choice of the audiences.
Well, thank you very much. And you've touched a very, very important point, saying that radio as a medium, like all other mediums, will have to go through transformation and adaptation. Adaptation in order to enhance its audience footstep, as it were. But equally, I mean, this really is one of the visions of all radio broadcasts and transmissions, to enhance the audiences. However, it is also a reality that there are underrepresented audiences. They may listen, radio transmissions may reach them for sure, but they're underrepresented in terms of radio being cognizant of that group of underrepresented audiences and their specific needs and their specific choices. So this is another area that I would like to hear a little bit more from you. You've touched upon it though, that how can AI actually help radio to capture the uncaptured audiences who may be underrepresented? Over to you.
So that's very pertinent question. Even apart from radio, in every field, people ask, because AI is trained on large data. If I give you an example, in past months, if we generate an image of a Pakistani woman or a video of a Pakistani woman, it will make you look like it's like some Indian female or woman, because data is trained on that large model, not biased, but AI reads that might be the brown color skin is related to Indian person. That's very pertinent. Minorities, our many ethnic groups are not trained in, even our Urdu language is not well trained in AI, but it's catching up. But our regional languages, our culture, it's not represented in artificial intelligence. So it's a challenge. For this, I always recommend human supervision. We cannot, even our audience is now very much mature. You see, people discuss about the fake news or authenticity of the contents. I always say that our audience is the chief editor, or it can now distinguish between AI generated or that thing which is more valuable or which has human effort in it. Why I am asking, telling you about the human supervision, to protect the minorities, protect the underprivileged segments. Although I have worked on some projects like on Gilgit-Baltistan, where even AI generates contents exactly matching the culture and diversity of those contents. We can use AI to propagate more of those areas. AI has lessened the traveling times. Without going into the remote areas, we can just generate those contents which are relevant to the underprivileged or those ethnic classes which are not represented many things, because data driven are large language models which are trained internationally. They will not come into the far flung area of Balochistan or into the calamity hit area of Gilgit Baltistan and will tell us that these things are needed to do this. This is time we have to adopt. We have to generate our train our localized models to cater for these things.
Thank you. I think that's a very important point that you've touched, that radio not only reaching out to underrepresented audiences, but bringing underrepresented audiences to the very heartbeat, to the very crucible of radio transmission and content creation. And the other thing that you pointed out, and it's a very, very important point, and I find it rather interesting also, that you say that it has to be done under human supervision. And that leads us to our next question. That on the one hand, you have automation, artificial intelligence-led automation, and on the other hand, you have the human touch, as it were, or the human presence, as it were. Do you think it's a delicate balance? And do you think that if it is a delicate balance, do you think that balance can be maintained, an equilibrium could be created where one strengthens the others and they're intertwined in mutually empowering sort of a helix, as it were, to say?
It has to be balanced. As I said earlier, the audience is the best critic. If we generate mass produced AI contents, even you can see in the YouTube mass produced AI music or other contents, audience quickly switch off. They just skip the contents saying that it's AI generated or it's low quality mass produced. It's now I've said that the audience is getting matured. I'll give you an example of when Jurassic Park came and we were seeing the dinosaurs and this, we were amazed. Now even kids just see this and they say, oh, that's just a dinosaur. They need more of action, more of contents, more of quality, you can say. So we have this has to be a balance. If I give you an example of an RJ and a person hosting a show, story writing, scripting, that's fine with AI. Even storytelling can be done. There are new models. We can use help of AI for music generation, for background, or even I can see that within next 2 or 3 years, people are using lots of Suno AI for song generation. It will reach to a level that within few seconds, a radio audience calls to the RJ and asks for a particular song to a particular mood or an event. It will generate that song. But the RJ or the live newscasters have to adopt the role of supervisor. They have to lead. They have to see that where I can, at that limit, I can use the AI for content generation or for itself, and then he take on the its supervisory role.
I think you've responded to a question that was ringing in my mind, and that was, what are the skills that those who are working in radio, connected with radio, need to acquire or polish or deepen in order to be able to leverage on artificial intelligence. But finally, tell me, in the next 5 to 10 years, what in your mind are the new innovations that we're going to see and witness in this collaboration of radio and artificial intelligence?
In the future, I will see that it's not only interactive, data driven, and even it's location based. For example, a person in Lahore might be interested in listening to some festival of Basant or something like, but another person in living in a nearby city like Kasur or Sialkot might be interested in some other thing. So I can see that AI will analyze the audience mode, audience perception, and it will segregate and it will target the audience based on its geography, its likeliness, and the mode of the overall environment. So I will see not radio just an interactive one-way communication. I will see it will target to every segment of the person, and it's just tailor-made. You can say the AI will have to be tailor-made, and radio have to broadcast those tailor-made contents to each segment, even for gender, for age group, and even for the related geography or location.
So more inclusive content creation.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are commemorating today the World Radio Day, and the theme for the World Radio Day this year is radio and artificial intelligence. And we asked questions and we heard extremely exciting and insightful responses from Janab Aqdas Shaukat, Deputy Director, Training, Information Service Academy of Pakistan. And he's reminding us that future lies in collaboration. And he is also reminding us that this is an extremely exciting time to be connected with radio, as radio evolves from crackling sound waves to cloud algorithms and meets its most intelligent collaborator yet. We look forward to your responses also, and we thank you, Aqdas Sahib, for being here today with your truly insightful reflections, your inspired and inspiring views, and addressing our questions. From our studio now, it's goodbye.
ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान पॉडकास्ट है।